So we got a situation. So listen, I had been hearing about Warren Sapp, NFL Hall of Famer Warren Sapp, being caught in some type of situation going on. You know what I mean? But that's all I heard of. Today I happened to come across the video, so I was like, oh, we got to check this one out. All right, let's go.
February 24th, 2024, Super Bowl champion, NFL Defensive Player of the Year, 4 first-team All-Pro, 7-time Pro Bowler, Lombardi winner, first-round draft pick, and NFL Hall of Famer Warren Sapp was taking part in a charitable organization put on by the Garden of Eden Foundation, benefiting the lives of thousands of women and youth in despair. In short, hundreds of people, including celebrities and your average citizen, were driving high-end cars to support this cause. At this point, Warren Sapp noticed one of the charity participants being pulled over by police. He got out and began to record. This video includes all the body camera footage from every police officer present, including unredacted copies of the arrest affidavit and other supplemental reports. This is Warren's story. This is the body cam for Okeechobee County Sheriff's Deputy Kinerick. She's about to try and solicit a reckless driving charge, which would result in arrest of the driver. To meet the burden for this arrest, the driver would have had to be traveling in excess of 65 miles per hour. But even she admits they were only going 63. This is what prompted Warren to film.
I got you going 63. It's a 35 through town. All you guys are hauling ass down the road because you got you stand.
Sorry,
you know what y'all are doing.
No,
yeah,
I
you
didn't
do.
know it was a speed limit.
You got your license?
Her license?
Yeah, her license too. I'm required. Everybody in the car.
As you can see, Deputy Kinerick is requiring driver's licenses from all occupants of the vehicle, not just the driver, but the passengers as well. This will be the first in a huge line of mistakes made by Okeechobee County Sheriff's deputies. On a traffic stop, drivers are required to present their identification, proof of insurance, and registration. However, without reasonable articulable suspicion or probable cause, the deputy doesn't have the lawful authority or ability to ask the passengers for their identification. In short, if you're a passenger in a vehicle, you don't have to provide your identification unless you've committed a crime.
Do you know how many times I've been in the passenger seat and have given up my license because they asked? But that's my sheer ignorance, right? That's my ignorance. But I know now. Your boy know now. And I'm going to verify that for, you know what I mean? Does it differ in each state or whatever? I'm going to look that type of stuff up. But I know now. Y'all ain't going to keep getting me.
So you're going 63 in a 35 mile an hour zone.
I apologize. We didn't realize there was a speed limit. We're doing the reduction because it was faster over here.
10-4, the blue Lamborghini right in front of you and the other one that just pulled in. These other cars, I don't know how fast they were going. Stay in the car. Stay in the car. No.
10 minutes has passed, and the crowd of 5 has now swelled to over 100 people. A civilian is about to approach the driver's side door of Deputy Kinerick, and this interaction will change both of their lives forever. And that person's name is NFL legend Warren Sapp.
More than?
More than?
I was getting out of the car's way. You all right?
I'm great.
You sure?
Well, I was until I got to do this.
That ain't your job?
Oh, it is my job. I just think...
Deputy Kinerick mutes her body cam, and almost a year later, still no one is exactly sure why. We'll pick up when audio resumes. Deputy Kinerick's citation printer malfunctions, so another deputy responds to the scene, print the ticket for her, and manage the crowd. After 20 minutes, both deputies finally learn how to use a printer.
Alright, come over here.
Like, have y'all not noticed by now? They're a little loose with muting that device. That body cam footage, they're a little loose with that. They do that quite often. I would be under the belief that you shouldn't be able to mute that thing at all. Matter of fact, it shouldn't even come with a mute button.
Alright, I'm giving you a citation, okay? 63 and a 35. That's unacceptable, man. That's almost double the speed limit.
Like I said, we're part of the rally. We're
I
having
understand
fun.
you can be part of the rally or you can live in town. I completely understand, but going almost double the speed limit's a little unacceptceptible.
No, like you said, he was a faster speed over there, and then we didn't
Well, I
realize
understand that when you come over the overpass.
Keep an eye at the back left-hand side of your screen. The 6'5", 300-pound man in the multicolored tank top watching intently is Warren Sapp.
The overpass drops from 45 to 35. I'm just educating you. 3, you can take it to court. I don't mind going to court. It's my job. All right?
Is this a point?
Yeah. Unless you want to fight it, you're more than welcome to. All right? But it's a $248 ticket.
But this is points though, right? Yes.
But if you do the traffic school, it takes the points off. Okay?
So I have a clean license, right?
It doesn't matter.
I
understand
it's kind of worth
like
at least
I
the
said,
consideration.
with the
But
amount
how many of us?
With the amount of traffic, I'm trying to educate you, man. And with the amount of traffic that's coming through town,
63 is not double 35.
the law gentleman got this. 63 is what I got him on my radar. Go ahead and take it to court because it's on my body cam. Okay, but you're almost double. Okay, but you're going over the speed limit.
I got that, but you
Okay.
said doubling the speed limit.
Okay.
You didn't double the speed limit.
Okay, well I got him.
They're exaggerating.
Okay, well I got him, and I wrote for what I got was 63. Okay, so I said what I said, but I didn't write him for double, did I? I wrote him for
No,
what I
but
got.
what you're saying is incorrect.
But just for future reference, through this
Just
town,
like to be correct, that's all. Hold on, I'm stopping what?
You guys have
No,
no
you what? You telling me to do what? What you mean, stop what?
Are you serious? What
I'm dead ass serious.
Want to go to jail today?
Dead ass serious.
63, but I don't know. Would you
like to go to jail for obstruction?
How do you get me?
Obstruction is a physical thing.
Would you like to go to jail? Would you like to go to jail for obstruction?
Obstruction is a physical thing.
Would you like to go to jail?
You do know that, right?
I know the law.
Obstruction is a physical thing. What did I do that physically
You're obstructing her
obstruct?
from doing her job.
What did I physically do? It's a physical action.
No, it's not neither.
Obstruction is a physical action.
If you don't see your
Not
name
freedom
on
of
this,
speech. Not freedom of speech. You know, that's constitutionally protected, right? Yeah.
See, this is where things often go wrong in these situations. Because I think some of these officers get sensitive and the words get to them. And then they escalate it and then they get themselves jammed up in a situation. Right now, he's at a distance. I'm talking about Warren Sapp. He's at a distance from the cop and all he's doing is talking. Just talking. He's no longer talking with the cop who was talking back and forth with him, right? He's now talking to the other cop. She's still over there explaining to the person that she started this whole thing with. So how can this go wrong right now? Because it's a conversation. If a conversation gets you riled up, then you need to reconsider what you're doing.
Yeah, that's right.
now it's my turn. Salante, 588.
588.
If you don't give me your name during an investigation, that's obstruction. What's your name?
What's your name and badge number?
Coon Fair, 734.
Boom.
All right,
734.
Yeah.
Detained for what?
I'll take that.
Detained for what?
Now Warren Sapp's being told that he's being detained. He's placed in handcuffs for obstruction. Deputy Stelante is alleging that Warren Sapp obstructed his investigation by not providing identification. However, failing to provide identification is a secondary charge. There still needs to be reasonable articulable suspicion or probable cause that a crime has been committed to ask someone for their ID. If the deputy has probable cause, and the person they're speaking to still refuses to provide identification, at that point they can be detained or arrested for obstruction. However, Mr. Sapp committed no crimes. Aside from the First Amendment to the United States Constitution, allowing freedom of speech, freedom of the press, and the right to petition the government for your grievances. Case law from the Supreme Court like Glick v. Kniff allows you to record police within the capacity of their duty. That case law, or Mr. Sapp's right and ability to express free speech or free press, can't be converted into a crime. In short, filming the police or questioning them does not give them grounds to demand identification. And if you...
This is what I'm saying, bro. I can see where that was headed. The cop was getting sensitive. He was already getting in his feelings. Why? Because somebody questioned something that you said was right. You thought you were right, so he questioned it. Y'all were going back and forth and having a discussion, and and you got sensitive about that? We all just watched and witnessed that. The other cop did that when her and Warren Sapp were going back and forth about, you said it was 65, it was 63, he didn't double the speed limit. They were talking back and forth. Did she escalate that? No. Then the conversation bled over to you, and now you want to escalate it. And now you want to put him in, you want to detain him. That, to me, sensitivity training needed.
If you refuse, in turn, detain or arrest you.
What am I being detained for? What am I being detained for? What am I being detained for? I'm listening. What am I being detained for? Please report. What am I being detained for?
We got cameras in there. You got.
No, hey, is it rolling?
Everything's rolling. Yep. Everything's audio, video,
You
recording.
ain't gotta hold me that hard, brother. I'm right here. I'm not resisting. I'm not resisting. I'm just standing here. Why you gotta grab me like that? What am I being detained for?
I'll explain that in a second, sir.
No, this is affecting the arrest.
This is a detainment.
You're applying force right now.
No, I'm not.
To impede an investigation, I have to do something physical, not talk. That's a freedom of speech. That's a constitutionally protected activity. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. Everybody right here, no, you didn't. You said, do I want to go to jail?
He did not ask him to leave. When did he ask him to leave? I'm going back through my mind now. I don't remember that. Doesn't mean that it didn't happen. I told y'all my memory, bro. You know what I mean? A lot of things back in the day, but I don't remember him asking him to leave.
Jail. And I said, for what? So we gonna see. You still ain't answered about the detainment, sir.
You're being detained, and I'll answer that in just a second.
What are you detaining?
Hold on. No, wait. This gonna be fun.
Everyone
It's
needs
gonna
to
be
step
fun.
back.
You need some tape, don't you? Here you go. You know this is force, right? 1983 lawsuit. Deprivation of rights under the color of law. I haven't done anything. Not a thing. Not exactly. Hold on. He's going to answer that for us, right, officer?
Why are you arresting?
You know it's illegal for you to watch him do this. Yeah, I am. Right? This is force.
Watch them do it.
Absolutely. What am I being detained for?
Until I can get your name, that's what we're going to do. You're being detained.
What am I being detained for? Hold on. You didn't explain it. What am I being detained for? What am I being detained for?
Okay, I was talking.
No, I'm asking. What am I being detained for? I can resist the unlawful arrest, but I'm not. Because Supreme Court, I have handcuffs on me, and you haven't told me why am I being detained. Why am I being detained? I can stand right here. I'm not being detained. I'm being detained. I'm just standing here. Why would I be anybody in your car?
Because I'm surrounded by about 20, 30, 40
Yeah, exactly.
It's not a safe situation.
It's a safe situation. Ain't nobody doing anything. Nobody's doing anything. I'm right here, dog. All right. You haven't answered me. Why am I being detained?
Because you obstructed.
He has no reason. And he can't even state it. You have no reason. You can't even state it to him. He's asked you probably about 30 times. Why? And you just keep saying, I'll tell you when I get you. What do you mean?
That's a physical act, right? Obstruction is a physical act. I'm talking to two other officers. I don't have to answer you. I'm not getting in that car. Why am I getting in that car?
Stop resisting. Get back.
Let's go. That's all I want to know. Where's the supervisor?
Sit down.
Can I get a supervisor?
Sit down.
Can I get a supervisor?
Sit down.
That's you?
You have anything in your pockets?
I don't search. I don't consent to any searches.
Well, you are detained.
I am being detained for what? Where's the supervisor? Please.
Stand up.
Please. No, I'm good, right? You told me to sit.
up.
You told me to sit, I'm going to sit.
Stand up.
You told me to sit, I'm going to sit.
Stand up.
Can you get a supervisor, please?
Stand up.
Can I get a supervisor, please?
Stand up.
Can I get a supervisor, please?
Hey, Sanchez.
Can I get a
these people
supervisor,
back.
please?
Get
Can
him
I get a
back.
supervisor, please?
Stand up.
Brother,
I need to search your person.
brother, I don't consent to any searches.
You are detained
For what?
because you have
For what? That's not what I'm at. For what?
Incident to arrest.
Who?
Incident to arrest.
What is
We can
that?
search you.
What is that? You said I'm being detained. I'm asking you, why am I being detained? Can
I
get a
already told
supervisor?
you why.
Why?
You
Because I
obstructed.
didn't give you my name?
You need to give
You
us
said
a name.
because I didn't. No,
Yes,
I don't.
yes, you do.
I have the right to
When
remain
I asked
silent.
you to leave
Sir,
and move
sir,
back,
sir,
you do not.
Sir, none of
Yes.
that was asked to me.
Please get in the car.
Can I get a supervisor? Can I get a supervisor? I need a supervisor.
Yo, he can't even fit in this car anyway. Yo, bro, like you forget how huge Warren Sapp is, fam, until you try to put him in a car, fam. This is how he wreaked havoc on the NFL all those years, bro. A problem. He was a problem. Now, he's about to wreak havoc on them. Because this video is titled, and I didn't even read that part of it, $20 million lawsuit. Jeez.
Supervisor, because he told me I'm being detained because I didn't tell him my name.
Yes, that's obstruction.
That's
sir.
obstruction.
Obstruction is a physical
That is
act.
obstruction.
So
Obstruction is a
Stand up so I can
physical
search
act.
you.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Give me a supervisor. Give me a supervisor. Give me a supervisor.
Stand up. Stand up. I need to stand up.
Give me a supervisor,
All right,
please.
you're under
Give me a
arrest.
supervisor,
You are
please.
under arrest.
I'm in the car.
Stand up.
I'm already in
Stand
the car.
up. Stand up.
I'm already in the car, sir. Can I get a
Stand
supervisor?
up. I need to search
Can I
your
get a
pockets.
supervisor, please? Can I get a supervisor, please? Can I get a supervisor, please? He asked me to sit in the car, so I sat.
Hi, brother. What's going on, man?
I asked him, why am I being detained?
I know. Wouldn't give me his name. That's obstruction. So,
Well, he kept coming up to me, but
let me explain what's going on because you're the only supervisor right here. So this guy right here, we're conducting a traffic stop. He comes walking up thinking he's all big and bad. I ask him for his name. He refuses to give it to me or leave. That's it. Obstruction. Well, okay. That's it.
y'all weren't playing. I couldn't fucking see y'all.
Yeah.
I'm in the middle. I know. I'm like, where the fuck are you at? Oh, this shit.
588 show me that individual's going to be 1015.
I got no weapons. I told him I don't see specific instructions. Yeah, you can grab it out. You can grab it out. I don't have any weapons. I don't have any weapons.
Can't really hear you.
I don't have any weapons, sir. I don't have any weapons.
We need you to scoot in as fast as you can, all right?
I can sit right here. I mean, I'm not going anywhere.
You have his camera? I gave it there. Oh, good. That'll be evidence.
I don't have a lot of snakes in there. They made for a big guy. And they did nothing against the law.
That seat's annoying, sorry. I can't help it.
I did nothing for nobody.
Right. What is It's all right. Just let it go.
Whose car is this?
I don't know whose car this is. This is my car.
You know who he is? Who is that? That's Warren Sapp. Who? That's Warren Sapp.
Okay, well, he wouldn't give me his name.
Yeah. That's Warren Sapp.
You know what that means? You should know what that means. And he's like, I don't know who it is. Okay, it is what it is. No, you should know what that means, because that means you're about to have a problem on your hands, bro. That's what that means. When somebody comes to you and be like, you know who that is? You're about to have a problem on your hands, pretty much. Go ahead and eat your healthy breakfast. This is about to be a long one for you.
NFL player.
Turn on your air back so you don't get mad. Hey, what is going on?
All right.
Let me turn my air on before he gets upset.
Despite department policy, body cam is muted again. After reading the different arrest reports and supplemental affidavits, it appears this is the moment the deputies all started comparing notes to make sure they got their stories straight. Body cameras
You should lose every time you mute that joker. If somebody takes you to court and you muted it, you should automatically lose. Because that looks away. We don't know what you could have said or done or conspired against. You should automatically lose.
exist for two reasons: to keep officers and citizens safe, and to promote accountability and transparency. But just how transparent can you be, and how accountable can you be kept when you're colluding with other officers, deputies, and now supervisors to manufacture an incident, get your story straight, all the while keeping it from the very public you swear to protect and serve? Now we'll switch to a body camera that wasn't muted. to see exactly what they were saying.
I asked him for his name because he's arguing with me already.
What's he driving?
I don't know.
He came with the guy in the white hat, I believe, right there. But I was issuing this guy a citation, and he wanted to argue, because I said...
Obstruction, definitely.
Get him gone.
Okay.
So, yeah.
All right. I'll get it.
That's what we got, obstruction.
Okay, I'll take it.
Anybody else going to jail?
No.
Nope.
All right. Get the people that's going to jail.
All right, I'm going to take him.
All right, I'll follow you.
All right. So, I got his camera.
Appreciate it, guys.
Okeechobee County Sheriff's Department policy, protocol, and procedures clearly state that if a citizen requests a supervisor and one is available, a supervisor must speak to the citizen. Now, because Deputy Stalante, in an effort to subvert justice, maintain secrecy and cover up his crimes, muted his body camera, but we were able to catch the tail end of the conversation as Deputy Canarix was still rolling, and the person authorizing the arrests was in fact the supervisor. Mr. Sapp is about to request to speak to him, and although the supervisor is only 10 feet away, he will violate department policy, protocols, and procedures and refuse to speak to Mr. Sapp. But really, what is there left to say? The law had been violated, crimes have been committed, and the only person that didn't do either is sitting handcuffed in the back of a patrol vehicle.
Excuse me.
Hold on. Ellis! Sorry. Or whoever. Do you want to speak to a supervisor? Do you want to speak to him or not?
I have to be, yeah, you're supervisor.
Okay. Ellis, Sarge.
You guys got whatever, guys?
Well, I know, but he wants to speak to you unless you want me to just take him. Sarge. No? Cool, you're just going to walk away and ignore me?
It's okay. Let's just
Take him?
Take him. I'll follow you.
He wants to speak to him in the jail.
See what happens? And I applaud Warren Sapp, right? Because he knew what to do. A lot of us, I wouldn't have known. I'm not afraid to say it. I wouldn't have known everything I need to do. But these videos and different ones, the lawyer videos and stuff like that, is helping me to better understand and know. You know what I mean? Or at least gain some sensibility of where I should be thinking and doing in these situations. I appreciate him for that. Because you're seeing firsthand that if you don't know, it'll run right all over you, violate everything, and you'll never know you was even being violated.
He can talk to someone in the jail.
All right. I was instructed to take you.
Hold on, man.
I'm instructed to take you.
Hold on. Y'all not going to let me speak to the supervisor?
I am instructed to
You're
take
not going to
you.
let me speak to the supervisor?
696.
No, you're not going to let me speak to the supervisor?
I've just tried.
He's not.
Okay, I was told.
And you said what?
I was told to take
you said
you.
what?
I
No.
was told to take
And
you.
you said what?
You already
What-
spoke
what
to
is
that
my
guy.
charge?
Okay.
What is my charge? What is my charge? Please.
696 SO 11015 male. 51 to the jail. Getting mileage.
Oh my goodness. I love
Getting
this.
mileage. 6926.
I love this. I always wondered how did y'all do this?
All right,
And
well.
I just watched it go down. Oh my goodness. Deprivations of rights. Absolutely. I am standing there, he gonna tell me obstruction. Obstruction is a physical act, man. And you know this.
Okay.
And you know this.
All right.
So now what do we do?
Well, hold on. Oh, let's not get hit by one of these
Now
cars.
what do we do?
I'm going to the jail with you right now. But listen, while I'm sitting at this red light, I'm gonna read. Hey, are you okay?
I don't have a lot of room.
I'm sorry, it's very tight back there. I
I don't
understand.
have a lot of room back there, man.
Listen, you have the right to remain silent.
What is my charge? What am I being arrested for?
Obstruction, that's resisting. But I'm not the arresting officer.
You're
Hold
saying
on, understand.
obstruction is resistance.
Can I explain while we're on body camera? Everything's on body
Yeah,
camera.
I'm just asking.
Okay,
That ain't making sense to me. I'm being arrested.
Listen, I'm just the transporting officer. Let me read you your rights before I say anything.
Obstruction.
You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can be used as evidence against you in court. You have the right to call or retain an attorney at this time or have one present now or any time during questioning. If you cannot afford to hire an attorney, the court will appoint one for you without cost. If you decide to answer questions now, you have the right to stop answering at any time during questioning. Do you understand these rights?
Yes.
Okay. Can I talk to you, or do you not want to talk to me? Okay. What is your name? You don't have to tell me. I don't care. I'm just asking. I read you your Miranda rights. I want to know who I'm speaking to.
Good citizen.
A good citizen. Okay, good.
That hadn't broken the law.
Okay, good citizen.
Yeah, they hadn't broken the law.
I'm going to explain to you right now. The arresting officer is coming to the jail with me.
Baby, I just asked to speak to a supervisor.
Okay, and I understand, and I
could have avoided all of this because the only thing he had to do was tell that supervisor what he had me
absolutely,
for,
and he
he
did.
Should have took the cuffs off of me and let me go.
Okay, well, he spoke to the supervisor. Okay, absolutely.
You was right there listening to it?
He was face to face with the supervisor, and it's on his body camera.
Were you there?
The arresting officer told me to take you.
So not the supervisor. So the supervisor didn't tell you to take me?
The supervisor spoke to the arresting officer, who told me to go. I am transporting you, whether you want to make a complaint.
Did not to speak to the citizen, right?
Yep.
All right.
Okay. I understand.
Oh, goodness.
Okay.
Classic.
696 SOS, Deltitude, one of the traffic stops, 63 and 35.
I'm observing my government officials at work, and they arrest me for obstruction. I asked a question.
You did, and I'm just transporting you.
Give me your name.
You notice she making that very clear, right? That all she's doing is just it's sort of like saying, hey, I'm doing what I'm told. That way, if anything blows back, you will know that I was under instructions to do so. That's what this is saying to me. Every bit of it. That just, doesn't that seem odd to y'all? That she's constantly trying to clear herself?
You don't have to, and that's fine.
That's what he arrested. That's what he grabbed me for, baby.
Okay, well, you were also arguing at that point.
Arguing what?
With me.
No. We were just having a discussion about you saying double.
Okay, and I wrote him for...
It wasn't double.
Okay.
That's all. I mean, that was an easy discussion.
And it was, and I told you, but then you kept going, okay? And then, hold on, and then I spoke, well, hold on.
You can make this whatever you want to make it.
You, listen, fine citizen, whatever your name is. Okay. Listen to me, fine citizen. I was speaking to the...
Are you a law enforcement officer?
I am, absolutely.
What law did I break?
And you want to know what law I enforce? I enforced the traffic stop that I was working on. Okay. And what happened?
Again, couldn't answer that question. So she reverted back to saying, do you know what law I enforced? The traffic ticket. Not with what he's being transported for. Again.
After you. Good.
You said doubling the speed limit.
Cool, but I wrote him for what he went. And then the arresting officer. Okay.
That you did something wrong.
I'm arguing for...
You said it wrong. That was all.
Okay. Cool. I said it wrong, but I wrote him for... Okay, cool.
I'm asking my highly intelligent government official to get it right. That's all. You wrote 63. You clocked him at 63.
Absolutely.
There it is.
Absolutely. And I wrote him for that.
But you didn't say it.
Okay, I could say I'm a male, but I'm a female.
The ticket and I read double, and I'm like, damn, he's going double.
But I wrote him for what I got him.
Sweetheart, we're having a discussion.
Absolutely.
You keep going back to that, like,
but we are.
You wrote something
that
that ain't what we were talking about.
All right, that's fine.
It was what you said to us and him.
Okay.
You did double.
Okay.
You dropped from 45 to 35.
Absolutely.
As you come here, if you know that, if you come here next time, you'll know.
And I informed everybody of that. All right.
Oh, good job.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Okay, and the officer that is doing that will be here. All right.
Did y'all stop that body cam?
This is still rolling.
No, mine.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know how to use that. I don't want to mess with it.
Definitely stopped.
Well,
definitely stopped.
Come on.
I'm right behind you.
Okay. But listen, if you want to request the footage, mine's been rolling the whole time.
No.
No, I understand. And you've been good to me. I understand that. But I'm not the one who arrested you. Come here, bud. Right here.
I just asked what law, bro.
I know. Right there.
That's all I asked. What law?
Okay. All right.
As easy as it is.
Are you going to give me your name or no? Okay. He's not going to give a name, so put him in a cell until he wants to give you a name or fingerprint, because we're not going to do this all night. Yeah, Warren Sapp or something like that? Yeah. But if you don't want to tell me it, that's fine. No, nothing. This is a body cam from him. This is his property. My body cam's rolling the whole time. Look, this is yours. I'm placing it right here.
Yeah, no, that's cool.
All right.
That's cool.
I think it's orange sap or something like that.
Yeah, that's all right. Yeah, that's all right. That's all right.
I know y'all got it. He's fine with me. He's good. Obstruction. It's gonna be 5. It's gonna be Satalante's. It's gonna be Satalante's.
Yeah, chat earlier. We had to throw a bunch of people off the.
Mr. Sapp has now been processed and booked into the Okeechobee County Detention Facility. The supervisor, who moments before was less than 10 feet away from Mr. Sapp, has rushed to the facility to speak to him, only after finding out who he was, knowing that they just made a huge error in judgment, after violating the rights and arresting the very man who had won the...
That's crazy. See, I told you. When they realize that you're somebody, then they know you have the resources to hold them accountable. See, a lot of us we be lacking the resources to hold them accountable or the information or stuff like that. So maybe they be counting on that. That's why I say these videos are important, man.
them a Super Bowl 2 decades earlier. Fame can be a funny thing, especially if that's an attribute belonging to a person whose rights you violated and you've just illegally arrested.
Hey. You wanna bring it over here? This way. Yes, sir.
You ready to count off?
Yes, sir. It's being recorded.
Oh, no, I was just making sure.
My name's Sergeant Ellis. I'm the road patrol supervisor. You wanted to speak to the supervisor?
I was wondering, you was outside the gas station when they drove away, right?
Yes.
How come we didn't have a conversation then?
Because you were already in the back of a patrol car and we needed to get you out of there as quick as possible.
And that's what we came up with?
That's what happened.
Okay.
Whenever there's a situation like that, we try to clear the area as quick as possible.
Because?
Because there's a large group of people there and it could turn dangerous
They was peaceful. We were peacefully assembled.
at that point.
Well, your officer had been there for 15 minutes writing a ticket.
Well, the officer was screaming for backup too, so we went.
I got that part, so now, with my situation,
You asked to speak to a supervisor, so I'm here. What
So
would you,
I'm asking,
what would
so
you
now-
like to know?
what am I here for?
You're being arrested for obstruction.
He was about to say, you're being detained again. He was about to say, it sounded like, you know what I mean? I can't put words in nobody's mouth, but it sounded like he was about to say, you're being detained.
It's a physical act, right?
No. It's impeding an investigation. It could be physical, it could be refusing to leave, it could be continue to interject yourself into an investigation that's being done on a separate situation.
Wasn't an investigation. It was a ticket being written, right?
It was a traffic investigation.
So after you hand the person the ticket, the traffic stop is effectively over?
Where the deputy was still talking.
No, I was asking, after you hand the ticket to the man, is effectively over? The stop is over?
It depends.
I'm asking.
If the ticket is being explained to the individual who has the physical ticket in his hands, then no, it's not good.
So the explaining would be coming over the top of the hill at 45 and it drops to 35, whatever else. Tickets in his hand, he's folding it up to stop it over.
Whatever the explanation is.
No, I'm just asking.
I'm telling you.
Why he's folding it up is to stop.
Mr. Sapp, I'm not going to argue with you.
Oh, no, definitely not going to argue with you.
You'll
I'm just asking.
have your day in court. I understand that. So.
Oh, no, because I just had my rights violated. Your officer said to me, do you want to go to jail? First thing he said out of his mouth to me. I said, excuse me? What's your name? So I laughed. Because I do have a right to remain silent, right? I have the right, Fourth and Fifth Amendment, right?
Yes, you absolutely have a right to remain silent. But you don't have the right to interject yourself into an investigation.
Interject myself?
Yeah, were you in the vehicle that had been stopped?
No, sir.
No. Okay. So what purpose were you in that traffic stop?
I wasn't in the traffic stop. The traffic stop was over.
The traffic stop was still being conducted.
The traffic stop was over. She hadn't handed him the ticket. The lady that was doing the stop was here. Eagle Man was here. There was another officer here. I was here. I said to the other officer that didn't arrest me, I said, how fast was he going? He said, I don't know. It's not my stop. I said, you know what? It's right. So I walked over and looked at the ticket because the lady said that he was doing double the speed limit. And I was like, that's pretty fast. I don't think he was going that fast just then. And he wasn't going double. So I just asked, I was like, we just want you to be factual, man. You have the speed right there. There's no reason to say the man was going double when he wasn't. And that's when I got his attention. You shut up. I don't have a First Amendment. My First Amendment right is free speech and doesn't work in Okeechobee.
Yes, you have the right for freedom of speech. Once the ticket was explained to them and he leaves, that's when the traffic stop's over.
He wasn't in the traffic stop.
The guy that had the ticket in his hands.
No, the officer with me.
He was back up to the officer that was there conducting the traffic stop.
The traffic stop was over.
Okay. Well, I'm not going to argue semantics.
No, there ain't no semantics. I mean, his body cam was on and everything, right?
Correct.
That's all I need. All the officers that was there, body cam and all that good stuff. And
yeah, it'll all be in there. And,
1983 deprivation of rights, my first, my fourth, and my fifth.
Yes, sir. And you're more than willing.
And I really don't know how me and you couldn't have had this conversation with all those officers. You had the SWAT sergeant there too.
The SWAT sergeant? Mm-hmm. No.
Yes. That's who patted me down. Yeah, SWAT. 3 badges on his arm. 3 straps on his arm. Sergeant, he said, you have to speak to one of theirs because I'm not. I said.
Oh, that was a city sergeant. That wasn't.
Yeah, that's what I said. It's another sergeant.
That wasn't SWAT.
He had SWAT on it. He had SWAT on this thing.
No. He might have been a member of a SWAT team. I don't know. But he wasn't the Okeechobee County Sheriff's Office.
So you are backing up what your officer did today?
I have yet to view the video of it. So.
I just told you what happened.
Okay. There's 2 sides to every story, sir.
No, then the camera.
And there was a bunch of cameras out there.
Because when I got ready to start recording with my body cam, they snatched that.
Okay.
That'd be a bang violation, wouldn't it? Prior restraint, stopping me from recording. Because there was no reason to put me in handcuffs. I hadn't done anything.
Well, I wasn't there at that time, so I don't know how you ended up.
No, I'm just standing there. I
don't know. All I know is
I watched the other 2 officers sitting there so peacefully and calm. Say, really? You just gonna allow this to happen? I haven't done anything.
Okay.
He asked me my name, and I don't have to tell him my name.
Sure. If you feel like your rights have been violated.
Oh, no, it's going down. Don't worry about it. I heard you. You didn't want to speak to me at the scene. Let him drive off without it. I go,
Listen, you can fill out a citizen complaint on the deputy if you choose to. And there'll be an internal investigation done on it.
Oh, yeah, you want to investigate yourself and find nothing wrong, just like you're doing right here in front of me now. It's fine. It's cool. We're going to see what the federal court got to say about it.
Okay. You have that right.
Oh, absolutely I do. Absolutely.
Any other questions I can ask or answer for you?
I'm glad you finally got around to having a conversation with somebody that was just unlawfully arrested.
Okay.
And the cop got back out and started yelling at you to come back, and you still didn't come.
What did I say that again?
The lady officer got back out and started yelling, Alice.
Lady officer.
Yeah, the one that drove me here. That's who wrote the ticket.
Now he don't recall. This is crazy. He don't recall. See, this cannot happen. This can't happen. So now you're going to deny what they call that plausible deniability or whatever? But you're gonna deny it when it was clear on camera. She went up, called your name, you acknowledged, and just kept going, kept walking.
There's a lady officer. You don't even know that?
Yeah, I know who wrote you the ticket, but I didn't hear anybody.
Right, me the ticket? I didn't get a
I'm sorry.
ticket written.
I know the person.
I wasn't riding in the car,
I know
and they
the-
identified the passenger.
I know the person who wrote the ticket, but I don't know who was hollering for me to come talk to him.
The person that drove me here.
Yeah,
He didn't even look at it.
I didn't hear it.
You didn't even look at it.
There was so many people out there
You
going
didn't even
on.
look at him.
There was so many people going on.
You didn't even look at it.
No, I didn't.
Classic.
Anything else you need to know?
Oh, no, I'm good. You got your business card?
Sure.
Thank you.
Okay. It shouldn't be much longer, by the way.
I shouldn't even been there, Mr. Ellis, but I see Old Patrolman needs a little refresher course in the Constitution, and I'll bring it to you. I promise you I will.
All right.
I promise you.
You can put him back.
Who's your supervisor, Ellis?
What's that?
Who's your supervisor?
My supervisor?
The lieutenant? That
Yeah, Lieutenant Lowe.
Is he around?
Yeah, he's working.
Could you give him a call? Give him a call for me, please?
Would you like to speak to him?
Yes, I would.
Okay. I'll let him know.
Sure would, actually, while I'm sitting here in place. What's up, bro? Hey, bro. I'm good.
Yeah, they should tell us at this job all the time. If you don't like what, or you feel like somebody did you wrong, ask for a supervisor. If you feel like that person didn't hear you, wasn't listening to you, keep going up the chain. Keep going up the chain. And clearly that's what he's doing right now. And it's perfectly well within his rights to continue to do so. I support it.
In his arrest affidavit, Deputy Stelante states, as the unidentified black male continued to verbally argue with Deputy Sheriff Skinerick, this caused Deputy Sheriff Skinerick to turn her attention away from the driver and the traffic stop. I interjected and ordered the unidentified black male to stop. I informed him how what he was doing was obstructing Skinerick's traffic stop, to which he stated obstruction is a physical thing, and he believed he was not obstructing anything. I asked the unidentified black male if he would like to go to jail for obstruction, to which he continued to try and explain to me how obstruction is a physical thing and a physical action. The unidentified black male stated he did not need to stop and that it was freedom of speech. I then turned my attention fully towards the unidentified black male, who at this time was becoming verbally aggressive, asking me for my name and badge number, to which I provided him with that information. I explained to him several times how his actions were an act of obstruction. I asked the unidentified black male for his name, and he turned to me and responded with, "He does not answer questions," and he refused to tell me who he was. At this time, I informed the unidentified black male to place his hands behind his back, and as I placed wrist restraints on him, I explained to him several times how he was being detained and the reason for the detainment. It should be noted, as this incident was taking place, we were surrounded by approximately 50 to 100 people, with some holding up cameras and cell phones, recording the events that took place. A decision was made to put the unidentified black male in the back of a patrol vehicle due to the large crowd getting agitated at the site of the arrest. Warren Carlos Sapp was placed under arrest for the following criminal charge: obstruction without violence. Bond is set at $750. There is no further information at this time. End of report. I first covered this story almost 6 months ago, posting Warren Sapp's personal cell phone footage after he reached out to me. I spent hours talking to Mr. Sapp, learning the ins and outs of his life and this story in particular. And once I released it, it went viral, and everyone started to take notice. From small YouTube channels to major news outlets. Everyone started taking notice, and people had more and more questions, like radio, podcast host, and TV personality Andy Slater. He writes, "Good afternoon, Mr. Nash. I reviewed a video of your deputies arresting Warren Sapp on Saturday afternoon. From my viewing of the video, it appears that one of the deputies had already handed the person in the traffic stop the citation, and then moments after that, Sapp is being told he's obstructing an investigation and is then arrested. Does the department have any comment on this arrest, and how it may have happened after the traffic stop/investigation was already concluded. Any comments would help to include in my reporting. Thank you, Andy Slater. And the Okeechobee County Sheriff's Department being viral for the violation of Mr. Sapp's rights wasn't the end of this issue. In fact, it was only the beginning, as Mr. Sapp has sued the Okeechobee County Sheriff's Department for a whopping $20 million, $5.75 million for estimated future medical expenses, $5 million for loss of wages, and $9 million for aggregate damages. From playing at the highest level of collegiate football to breaking records and reframing history in the National Football League, Warren Sapp has lived a life dedicated to the service of his friends, his family, his community, and in this video's instance, charitable organizations. He's dedicated his life to the enrichment of others. In fact, right now he's a coach for Colorado's University Boulder, where he coaches alongside Deion Sanders, and he continues to impart his wisdom of football, racial equity, and the inalienable rights of Americans to the youth that he both coaches and mentors. For all intents and purposes, he has been a pillar of our community. And at a charity rally, raising money for people that need it most, he was profiled for the color of his skin. His First, Fourth, Fifth, and 14th Amendment rights were violated, as police officers, deputies, and supervisors colluded to cover up their crimes. It should be noted that after Mr. Sapp left the Okeechobee County Detention Facility, all charges were dropped. More on this story to come. And we thank Mr. Sapp.
All charges were dropped. All charges. So the title of the video says he gets $20 million. I'm going to look and see. I want to know. If y'all know, put it in the comment section. Let me know. Holy, all charges were dropped, which means it didn't matter how you detailed that report. You were wrong. Y'all stay safe.